Do you have some special occasions coming up this summer and you just want to feel confident in your makeup? Maybe you have a 10, 12-hour day and you don't want to have to worry about touch-ups, maybe other than the lips. Well, Anastasia has got you. I am doing an entire special occasion look today, something that's long wearing, that's water resistant, sweat proof. This is her Luminous Foundation, her Magic Touch Concealer. She doesn't know I'm doing this video. This is 100% my idea. And this entire face, except for one item, is all Anastasia Beverly Hills. So stay tuned for special occasion summer makeup, Mature Skin Edition. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I am Michelle Spieler. I'm a 25-year professional makeup artist. I come from the Hollywood industry, so I know a thing or two about makeup, but more importantly, I'm 55 and I really had to learn how to navigate an aging face. Yes, I just had a lower facelift, everything below here, upper eyes, but it does not change our texture. It does not change sun damage. It does not change lines and wrinkles. It only lifts, sag, and muscle. So I still have to deal with an aging face. We all do, okay? I'm also the creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass. I created a whole masterclass of 21 videos on mature technique using all the products under the sun, okay? I need something on my lips real quick. If you like clean beauty, I love this Alpen lip balm. Okay, this is summer special occasion makeup. And the reason I'm bringing it here is because Anastasia of Beverly Hills asked me to do a campaign or a video on TikTok. And they really wanted to highlight their Luminous Foundation and their Magic Touch Concealer. And I accepted because I like Anastasia. I've used their products before. And then I went on to do a bunch of videos. Sometimes I'll batch like 4 or 5 TikToks all in one day. I might have put one of them on Instagram. I can't remember, but people lost their minds. They were like, what's this look? Show us this look. And I'm like, you know what? They don't know I'm doing this. I never get paid to do YouTubes, just so you know. I am not paid by brands. I am only paid by brands to do TikTok. Once in a blue moon, they will ask me to put it over on Instagram Reels. Once in a blue moon, but mostly I am a TikTok influencer, and brands pay me if I want. I turn down a ton of stuff, just so you know. I don't accept anything. I just turned down a huge skincare campaign in March, and I turned down another skincare campaign. And I turned down a huge foundation campaign because I don't like it. And I'm not going to talk about it if I don't like it. So there we are. Okay, so today Anastasia has no idea I'm doing the exact look here on YouTube, breaking it down, but it's a pretty look. And one of the reasons that I really like this foundation is because it's, well, it's luminous, number one. But if you know Ann P. Moore, she is not a makeup artist. She was a hairstylist. She does her own makeup beautifully, but she's a beauty reviewer here on YouTube. She does tutorials. She loves this foundation and she is oily skin. I think she's 56. She might be a year older than me. She has oily skin and lives in Florida, and she loves the Luminous Foundation. And so I love it. Do you know how rare it is to find a foundation that an oily gal, mature, oily, humidity, normal to dry, mature, also humid. I mean, it's great. And I'm going to show you how to use this so that when people get real close up, because remember, we're the Look Good Close Up Club, they won't see cakey concealer. And I'm real impressed with this. Now, you know, Wednesday nights are always my nights for Saint and Demi, but Saturdays I like to keep it to traditional makeup. One of the reasons I keep it really separate is Saturdays, I want to do traditional makeup because that's my background. That's what I've done for 25 years. And not everyone can wear Saint, and not everyone likes to shop through an MLM, even though it's totally direct selling. You can go direct to the website. You don't even have to use a rep at all or an artist. So that's why I keep them separate, okay? But also, if you are one of my customers and you love Saint and it's so pretty close up, but you're a little nervous about wearing it on a 10 or 12-hour day. Maybe you have a big wedding coming up. Maybe you have a big high school reunion coming up. Maybe you have a cruise coming up down in the Bahamas or wherever, and you're worried about a makeup staying on and also just being super long wearing and you don't have to touch it up. Like, one of the reasons I always have this little 4-pack is because it's light as a feather. I can toss it in my purse and I can touch up with Saint if I need to. I rarely do, but I can. This you won't have to touch up. You won't. So it's nice to have one high quality liquid foundation in your arsenal in your kit, just to have for special occasions. And just so you know, the shelf life on foundation is about 2 to 3 years. So you could do that, right? We could make this last 2 to 3 years. Okay, so here we go. I still have my glowy, I have on the Naturium glowy moisturizer, or yeah, glowy SPF 50. So it's a glowy moisturizer with SPF 50. Now, if you didn't want to be that glowy, you could just use whatever sunscreen you wanted, but I really like this. And I'm going to go right in with the Anastasia, okay? And I'm going to do one pump. Okay, see how that's maybe a little bit darker? But do you see? Look how light my hand is compared to my face. I have nothing on my face. I just have natural redness from sun damage. My neck is light, my chest is not. Again, sun damage. I'm gonna take their little foundation brush and watch what I'm gonna do. I am gonna go in only one area at a time, because foundation, when it's liquid, it can dry quickly. And see, you would think that that's too dark, right? But remember, in the summer, most of us are a little bit more tan. Most of us will do a little bit of self-tanner or a body makeup just so we look a little bit prettier for the event that we are at. Look at the inside of my arm. Do you see how fair I am? But look at my face. That's sun damage and age and probably retinoic acid. Can make you a little bit red. Not irritated, but just a little more pink. Okay, so do you see how nice that looks? And do you see the color on my chest, even though I have this big chunky necklace on? Do you see how I have some reddish, little bit of reddish tan here? So now the forehead's making more sense, okay? I'm not really going up into the hairline just because I'm gonna do a bronzer, but you certainly could, okay? Now I still have some more on my hand, so I'm gonna do, and look, I still have a lot. I'm just picking up a tiny bit at a time. Because remember, we don't want to put it on heavy. We're just trying to even out our skin without looking heavy, okay? See it on my nose? I'm gonna go a little bit on the chin. So this is going to be special occasion makeup for summer using all Anastasia Beverly Hills. Again, all of this was PR gifted, but they are not paying me to make this video. They have no idea I'm making this video. I'm doing it because it's really beautiful product, and honestly, I forgot how good this foundation is. You know, I don't like foundation. I really don't like foundation. And I had to shoot their video about a week and a half ago, and I was like, holy moly. Why don't I talk about this foundation more with women? It's really nice. And the fact that it can work on normal to dry skin, but also oily, that says a lot about a formula. Look at this, still some left. Look at this. When I tell you I'm just using the tiniest bit all over, it's better to add than get on too much and have to subtract, okay? So my whole face I just did with one pump. Now, if you want to go back in with a little bit more coverage, you certainly can. But I feel really good about that. And then, you know, I like my Stands Out sponge. You can go to standsout.com, Stands Out, maybe it's cosmetics or beauty, I can't remember their website, but I also always have this Stands Out in my Amazon. storefront. I can put that link in description, but I don't care if you buy it from me or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can put the Anastasia, if it's not already on my Shop My, there's a website called Shop My Shelf, but they changed it. They took away shelf and it's just called Shop My. I think I might have this Anastasia and this concealer on there, but I'll have to go double check. But I'll put my Shop My in the description today, so you can pop over there and see what all my top picks are for skincare and makeup, okay? So normally I would have, some self-tanner on, or we belong to a pool, we do a membership, and I always get a little bit of color in the summer. I'm real careful. I kind of tan through maybe June, maybe half of July, and then I'm done. I'm so sick of summer by the middle of July. So I get just a little bit of color. I self-tan a lot. When I went out of town last week and I had to wear a plunging neckline, and I have sun damage on my chest, I used the Westmore Body Perfecting Coverage Makeup. Holy moly, is that a good body makeup. Okay, we'll do powder in a minute because I'm going to go in with a little bit of their cream bronzer. This is the one product. Sorry, someone's at the door. Come here. Come here. It's okay. No. Shh, 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 shh. Hey. We're okay. We're right here. Hey. Stop. Sorry, everyone. I can't control. Come here. Sit. Hold on. I got rid of him. I can't handle that. Okay, I'm gonna do the tiniest bit of bronzer. This is Amber, the cream bronzer in Amber. I'm gonna say this, it's not my favorite cream bronzer. I think you all know how obsessed I am with Bella. I like Mauve Beauty, and I like Makeup by Mario. The reason I like all of those is because when you look at it really close up in the mirror, it doesn't look like makeup. This kind of does, and so does the Say bronzer, and so does the Chanel. All those cream bronzers really close up look like foundation or makeup. Okay, well, now that I just said that, this looks beautiful. Okay. It looks really pretty. I like a little bit on my nose. I like a little bit on my cheeks. And you get to decide how much bronzer you want. And you might not want bronzer at all. And that's okay. You do not have to wear bronzer if you don't want to wear bronzer. I'm a bronzer girl. I'm Southern California. Okay? I always take a little bit down my neck. Now, because I have such a light neck, I have to take bronzer on my neck. I have to. Now, again, if I'm self-tanning, that will address part of the problem. The self-tanner will cut some of this pasty. Some of you are light skin year-round and you rock that look. I think that's amazing. I can't rock light skin year-round. I don't know. I just don't recognize myself with light skin in the summer, but I have friends who have light skin and they're real fair and they never tan, they never get dark, and you know what? It's beautiful. So you do you. I'm not telling you have to have bronzer, okay? So there we are. Now we're gonna go into brows. Anastasia makes my favorite brow pencil in the whole world. It's called the Perfect Brow Pencil. Look, this is what got me hooked on Anastasia many years, like 6 years ago, maybe longer. You got the brush, you got the pencil. Prettiest blonde pencils in all of the beauty world, in my opinion. I like Benefit brows too. I really do. I like the blonde of Benefit, and I like the blonde of Anastasia, and then I like the Maybelline blonde, but only in the little ultra thin twist up pencil. So this is nice, and it's gonna stay in place. What a difference an eyebrow makes. Look at that. I love a nice eyebrow. I like dark eyebrows on blondes if you naturally have a dark eyebrow. You know, it's that whole Sharon Stone look, Madonna. I just have always really liked a dark eyebrow on a blonde. Now, if you are a blonde with blue or green eyes and you have a lighter eyebrow because you're a natural blonde, let's start with that. Natural blondes usually don't look good with dark eyebrows. A natural blonde, I do like a really soft, pretty brow on a natural blonde or a ginger. But because my natural hair color is under here mixed with a ton of gray, that's my natural hair color. So you could call that light. I always called it light brown growing up, but a lot of hairdressers go, no, that's actually dark blonde. I'm like, well, whatever. I mean, I never thought I was a blonde until I got into my adult years and realized, yeah, I guess I could be a level 7 NA neutral ash. I guess I could be a 7. I'm not a 6. 6 is too dark. I'm definitely a 7. My base color is 7. Okay. And you know, you get to do brows your way. I'm pretending this is special occasion makeup, so I'm definitely going to do a more pronounced brow. And then I love the brow gel. This is their clear brow gel. I love it because it's fast and easy. And it holds them in place. You know, Anastasia really changed the industry because, you know, she got famous for doing all the movie stars' brows, but she really got famous for doing Oprah. And Oprah flew her to Chicago and had her on the show in the 90s. And, you know, game over. Like, she was an overnight success. And she's the first person who came out with a makeup line just for brows. Nobody had done that. People had certainly had brow products in their line, but she came out with them for just eyebrows. And she's really a pioneer of that. Now, they make a great eye primer, but when I tell you, you only need a dot, and it's light. When I tell you you only need a dot, I am not kidding. Look at how far. I mean, I barely touched the tip of this. And I just put it on my lids where I get a little bit of like creasing. I'm not going into the brow. My brow doesn't need it. I've never had problem keeping eyeshadow in my brow. I mean, in my crease. But I do have trouble keeping eyeshadow on my eyelid because we have what? Loose skin, crepey skin, creasing. Now, did my upper bleph help? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, my upper bleph helped. I used to have a hooded eye and now I have a crease with an eyelid. My surgeon did that. I can't take any credit. So we have that on. And then I'm going to let that set for a minute. So I'm going to go in with powder. And you know what? I don't think I have Anastasia powder. I don't think I do. So we are going to use, you know what we're going to use. You already know. You already know. We're going to do Say. Because I don't know if I have Anastasia. I don't think I do. Okay. I like loose because then, I don't know why. I just like loose. I can just kind of like put it on right where I need it. Someone said to me on TikTok, because I posted the Anastasia video on Thursday, someone said to me on TikTok, you look greasy. They don't mince words over on TikTok. They tell you exactly what they're thinking. I have so many people telling me, I did a Paula's Choice video, and they're like, your surgery looks terrible, you should get your money back, you know, stuff like that. It doesn't even upset me. I just feel sorry for people. And, you know, they're entitled to their opinion. Maybe they think I got a horrible surgery and I do need my money back. That's That's their opinion. They can think that. What's important is it's my money and what do I think, and I love my surgery. He did a great job. So you got to have thick skin over there on the TikTok. You have to have thick skin here on YouTube too, but I'm so fortunate because I have, do I have a bruise? No. I have such a great audience here. I love y'all so much. You make me instantly want to weep. I love y'all so much. Okay, we are going to go in. Do you guys know about this? This is a Sigma switch. It's got all these different little silicone textures, and you can take, look, I just cleaned my brush. You can take makeup right off your brush if you want to switch colors. Okay, so because I'm wearing silver, now I could go gold, but because I'm wearing silver, I want to go with this really pretty taupey eyeshadow called Rose Quartz. So it's kind of a rose taupe. I'm only picking up a tiny bit. Do you see all that powder coming off? Because it's very pigmented. It is very, very pigmented. And I'm just kind of going back and forth in the crease, lightly, loosely, and then I'm kind of going into the brow bone a little bit. See? See how polished that looks? But not a lot of makeup. I'm gonna do a little more, tap, tap, watch. See that powder coming off? By doing that, it doesn't fall under our eye. And you've noticed I have not done concealer yet. I do eyes first, then I do concealer. And see, I take it a little bit into the brow bone. So in the crease and above. Now remember, if you have a hooded eye, you're gonna go to where your crease is and only go higher and above so that when you open your eye, you see that nice definition. Okay? So it wouldn't matter if I was wearing gold or silver. That's just a really pretty neutral shadow. And then I'm going to take, I usually like to take a little flat brush and kind of blend any edges. I never want anyone to see where my shadow is starting and stopping. I like it to have a very airbrushed look. That's what I got really known for when I first started my career, is I did very blended airbrush look. Okay, so I'm so tempted to wear all these fun colors. Oh, this, when I tell you, look at this. This is called Haze. Look at this. Do you see the dimension of that? I love that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little bit of haze in my outer eye. So from certain angles, you can see a little bit of green, but I don't want it on my whole eyelid. But you could do a whole smoky glam eye just with haze all over your eye. It is so pretty. Look at that. You see that? Yeah, love it. And it's got a sparkle. But remember, this is summer special occasion makeup. You want a little bit of sparkle, just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with Heavenly. By the way, this is their Rose Metals palette. So you've got all these colors. You've got cools, you've got warms. I'm going to go in with Heavenly. Look at this. Woo! And I'm just taking it on the middle of my lid all the way to the inner eye, because I really want that eyelid to pop. And see, because we have a light color on the lid, it makes the crease look darker, so we have a little bit more contrast going. I like that for evening. For daytime, I don't like quite as that much. Now, where is... I'm going to do this little brush. Is this rougher? Yeah, these are the rougher brushes. They are really nice. I'm going to take a little bit of this Heavenly and I'm going to go on the inner eye. And I'm going to go on the inner eye a little bit underneath. Okay? And then how about for kicks and giggles? Check this out. Let's see. I think I'm going to go under my eye with this beautiful haze. Sometimes I really love wearing a color under my eye, but this isn't like a garish color. This is just going to give us a little bit of definition under the eye, but depending how we move, it's going to look a little green. It's like a greenish olive bronze. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see it from my angle, but maybe you guys can when I move my head. And then that little bit of outer eyelid green that we put on, it'll tie it in underneath the eye so we have a little cohesive look going on. And that way you've lined your eyes, but close up, it's really soft. Okay? And then I love, love, love their pencils. Remember how I've always told you Chanel Black Retractable is my favorite for the waterline because it stays in place. I also love Give by Gwen Stefani. Well, this is Darkside. It's also retractable just like the Chanel one. And guess what? It's phenomenal. It doesn't budge. So I like to go up into my waterline. Isn't that great? Now, if you're wondering, I have my Lashify lashes on. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the pencil, just a little bit, and I'm going to go above the lashes. And I'm going to come out just a little bit, just the tiniest bit. Because this is special occasion. So I want a little bit more eyeliner on, even though I've got this incredible lush eyelash look. By the way, these are chocolate lashes. I'm not wearing black, I'm wearing chocolate. Can you see those? Do you see those? Anyway, they're so pretty. I have 4 on each eye, that's it. 4 pieces on each eye. Okay. I love it. Let's look under the eye. No fallout. Remember how I tapped the brush? No shadow under my eyes, so we can go right in with concealer. Now, this is where you have to really hear me out. Is this their brush? No. Or maybe that's a Morphe brush they gave me. Let's see. Oh, here's their brush. I really love this brush. Okay. So this is how we're going to do, this is how we're doing concealer. Okay, so here's the brush that goes with it. I mean, you buy them separately, but I like it because it's flat. Watch what we're going to do. I am taking the tiniest amount, and you only want to go where you have darkness. So do you see this darkness I have right here? That's where I'm taking, and I tap it on my hand first because I don't want to go straight in with product. Okay, and then I have a little bit of darkness here on the inner eye because we have a vein that runs up the side of our eye. Side of our nose, side of our eye, okay? And then do you see how I'm lightly patting it out? Look, do you see that? How does that look on camera? I can't tell. Do you see how it has a nice sheen to it? The way my demi does. That's why I like my demi. Okay, now I'm gonna take a pinch more. I'm tapping it here on my fingers, on my hand first, because I don't want excess. And then I'm coming right out here. Notice I'm not taking it up to the lash line. We just put makeup there. We don't need this under the lash line. That's where we start getting lots of creasing. If we're just keeping concealer right here, and I realize some women need more than this. That's okay. If you have a bigger area or more darkness, you might need a color corrector first. Can you see where I put it? I have not blended it yet. And then I take my ring finger, always my ring finger. And I pat it out and see how that lifts my outer corner. Okay, so look, do you see I have a little darkness under this eye, and this eye is now highlighted. Okay? But I have a trick in the end to make it all look cohesive, because I still have areas that have no foundation, no concealer, because I have crow's feet. I don't want this settling in my crow's feet. Okay, now we're gonna go to this side. Ready? I'm just putting the tiniest. When I tell you it's a veil, it's a veil. Sorry, I had a couple little specks. The reason I was impressed with this concealer is that it stayed luminous all day. Not sticky, not artificially dewy. It had a radiance to it that looked like skin. And that impressed me. You know, someone who's coming from the demi world, someone who only wears demi most of my life. I don't wear traditional concealers. I was like, okay, Anastasia, I see you. I see you. I see what you're doing here. Good job. And when I tell you this concealer, you get a lot of product. This is another thing you're going to have for probably 2 to 3 years. Because again, I don't know. You might wear it every day. You might not. But I think women wear way too much concealer. Do you see how little I'm using? And I know what some of you might be saying, well, easy for you, Michelle. You don't have dark hereditary under eye circles. You're right, I don't. So to those women, and I've had many of you in my chair, we color correct first. You have to. You have to cut the darkness. Anytime you put concealer over dark, you're going to get ashy. It's the same thing as when an African-American woman wears a foundation that's too light for her, she's going to look ashy. So are your under eyes. You have to have a color corrector. You just have to. I mean, that's just makeup. That's just color theory. Okay, not pretty. Now I'm going to go in. This is not Anastasia, but again, they ain't paying for this. This is my very own time doing this because I really like their makeup. I'm gonna take my 01 with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to give myself a smooth, cohesive look. And guess what? I've worn the demi over this concealer a couple times. I don't know how, but it works together. So if there's those of you out there that are like, you know what? I love demi. I believe in it. It just isn't quite cutting it for me. It's just not really covering the dark enough. Well, try different things. Like, be your own guinea pig. I literally I did Anastasia, and I'm like, you know what? I need to make this a little bit more cohesive. So I got out my 01, and now my under eye is light, bright, and cohesive. And then I can even take a little bit of my 01 and go down the center of my nose. We already know how I feel about demi. Changed my life. Okay. I'm going to take off we're going to do their beautiful blush. This blush is called Soft Rose. It's very pretty. I just do 3 stripes, and I don't do the other side. I do this side. Before I go to the other side, because you don't want the cream to dry down and then it becomes hard to blend. Okay? Cute. I might even take a tiny bit on the brush and go into the outer eye. You know how I love to bring that blush into the outer eye. And why not? Let's take a little bit of rose into my temple because I have veins. So if I can use a little bit of a blush color to camouflage those veins, let's do it. This is a really nice blending brush too. That's Anastasia as well. I'm really impressed with their makeup. I think what's happening is there's just so many new makeup companies starting every day, and so many celebrities are getting into the makeup game. And I think some of the original makeup companies are getting lost in the shuffle. And I think that's why Anastasia wanted to hire a bunch of us to talk about their foundation and concealer and basically say, hey, we're still here and we're still great. You forgot about us. Okay, and then I'm going to take a tiny bit, go on my outer eye, into my temple to cover some of those veins. You might not have veins on your temples. I do. I'm going to do a little blush right through the nose because to me, when I go out into the sun, I get a little bit of color on my nose. Don't you? Do you see that Luminous Foundation peeking right through the cream blush? It's just a beautiful combination. I feel very pretty close up. You can see, this is where I have texture all through here. Remember, I'm still getting CO2 laser. It's part of the treatment. So I don't want to hear anyone going, oh my gosh, aren't you happy with your facelift? This is all part of the plan from the very beginning, but I have to heal my face first. And because I'm going to the beach in May, and because I'm going to Hawaii in September to take my mom's ashes to Hawaii, I cannot do CO2 laser before 2 weeks in the sun. And even though I wear really high SPF and I wear a sun hat and I sit in the shade as much as possible, that UV light still bounces back up on you. So I cannot get laser until we head deep into fall. Okay, I love their pencils. They're square so they don't roll around. This is called Muted Mauve. My favorite pencil they make is called Mocha, but it's downstairs in my purse. I use it every day. Oh, wow. I was not expecting this. That really is muted. Look at this. Look at that. I thought that was going to be so much darker and more colorful than I thought. Holy moly, is that pretty. And then I love this lip gloss. Anyone can wear this color. This is called Sun-Baked. Isn't it pretty? It's like a muted rose beige. It doesn't matter if you look good in gold or silver. This is such a pretty color. They make great lipsticks too, but for evening, because remember, this special occasion summer makeup, I really, really like just a little bit of gloss with pencil. Oops, I forgot one product. they make these pencils. Let me see. I don't think I need it. Do I? Maybe a little bit under the brow, maybe. Let's see. No, don't like it. It's not for me. Well, now I got to put it on this side. Okay, ignore that step. I don't love their double-sided. I don't love that because I'm not going for that really like coiffed brow. I like a little bit. I mean, you know, I'm lucky I have a brow. I plucked it all off in the early 80s. I thought my mom was gonna die. It was probably 1981. And of course, Brooke Shields wasn't the big star yet. She kind of was, but like we were doing the thin eyebrow in the early 80s. And then of course, early to mid 80s is when the thick eyebrow exploded, and Madonna and Brooke Shields. And then we were all like, crap, we got to grow our brows out. Then what happened? Friends, early mid 90s, Friends comes out, and we all pluck our brows off again to look like Monica and Rachel. So I plucked my brows off twice in my life, like pencil thin. I'm lucky to have any eyebrow whatsoever. I do use a brow serum, and I do think it helps, but the problem with brow serums is it only grows out the brow hair that's already there. It's not gonna grow out brand new brow hair. Okay, so then I've got my little Bridget Bardot hair that y'all asked about. Messy, chunky necklace, super funky. See this? Is that fun or what? And there you have it. I could wear a slinky little black dress, or I could wear a white dress, or I could wear metallics, or really anything. I could wear anything with this makeup look. Look at how nice that is, with that little pop of green just on the outer corner, just for that little surprise of color, but it's so soft. Yeah. And then the sun-baked look to the face. She looked very warm, and yeah. I love it. I love it, Anastasia. Very pretty. Okay, I hope that helped. I hope you love it. You can find in most of these products in Shop My Shelf, or you can just go to Ulta and get it. You know, I'm going to put it all in description. I won't have links for each individual one. I'll just put it all. Where's my, I don't think, I keep a little Tupperware container here, and for whatever I use in my video, I throw it in my little Tupperware container and take it downstairs to start editing. So everything I used will be labeled in my description, but I'm only going to have one link to Shop My and one link to Amazon storefront. And again, you don't even have to buy it through me. You literally can go to Ulta yourself and buy any of this. I do think Anastasia's at Sephora too, right? And Sephora is having a sale right now, 10% off for most people, unless you're VIB or Rouge. But you can also get it at Ulta. And then never underestimate going to Anastasia website themselves, signing up, and then you will get 20% off, 30% off. Brands have the best sales, and they have them all year long. So you don't have to wait for a Sephora sale to buy something. So I hope that helps. Next week, I think, I don't know what I'm doing next week. I might, you know what? I might be doing my 3-month update. It will be 3 months after my surgery. So I might do my 3-month update next Saturday and tell you all the pros and cons, because there are some cons and I want you to hear about them. And also I want to talk about healing, like what, and the psychology of it all. Whoa, was I not prepared for the psychology of it all? So I think that's what I'll do next Saturday. We'll talk my 12-week or 3-month update to surgery, pros and cons. And then next Wednesday will be my Saint video, where we'll be talking about all the new products coming out, shades of the month, and also my 2 favorite SPFs that wear beautifully under Saint, just beautifully. So I'll see you next week. I'll leave you with this. God loves you, and so do I. Until next week.